Hi folks, welcome to the easy to follow maths videos where we're going to be finding the interquartile range from a data set. In a data set we'll have the lowest value, the highest value, and the value in the middle when they are ordered in numerical order would be the median. Now, the lower quartile is the middle value in the lower half of your data set. So we've got this data set starting with the lowest value right the way up to the highest value. We've cut it in half with the median, and now the lower quartile is the middle value of the lower half. Because quartile reminds us of the word quarter, so now we're splitting the data into quarters. There's one quarter, there's the second quarter, and in the top half we've got the upper quartile, which is the middle value of the top half. So now we've got 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters. We have a shorthand for the lower quartile, which is Q1, meaning first quarter. The median would be Q2, the second quartile, and the upper quartile would be Q3. As you can see, we've split that data into 4 quarters or 25%. So 25% of the values will be down here, then the next 25%, then the next 25%, and up at the top would be the top 25% of the values when they were put in numerical order. The interquartile range then is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. So it would be Q3 minus Q1. So let's see how we find the interquartile range with the data set given to us. Here is our data set. Now it's important to remember it has to be in number order. So this is already ordered for us. If it isn't ordered, the first thing we must do is to put it into numerical or number order. Now, as we can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 values. So the very middle of that set would be there, and that would be splitting the data into 5 values below and 5 values above that line. So that line falls between the two numbers 7 and 8. So we take the halfway point between 7 and 8, which is 7.5, and that's our median or middle value. Now we want to find the lower quartile, which is the middle value in the lower half. Now we can see our lower half has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. So the very middle value of the lower half is 6, and that is our lower quartile, our Q1 value. In the same way, in the upper half of our data set, there are 5 values, and the middle value is 12, so that would be the upper quartile, Q3. So the interquartile range would simply be the difference between those two values. 12 subtract 6, which would be 6. Here's example 2. Note once again the values are given to us in numerical or number order. If they weren't given to us in that order, we would have to put them in numerical order. In our data set this time, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 values. So the very middle value of the 13 is that value there, which is 10. And if we can just check, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values below the median, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values above the median. So 10 definitely is our middle or median value. Now in the lower half, we've got 6 values, and the middle value would fall here between 8 and 9. That's where our lower quartile goes. It's halfway between 8 and 9, So that would be 8.5. For the upper half, we've got our 6 values. The middle value where the red dot is at the moment, that would be halfway between 13 and 15, because to the left of the red dot, 1, 2, 3 values, and to the right of the red dot, 1, 2, 3 values. So the red dot is the middle of the upper half, and that would be the middle of 13 and 15, which is 14. So 14 is our upper quartile, 8.5 is our lower quartile, and the interquartile range, interquartile means between there, so it's between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. That would be 14, subtract 8.5, and that would be 5.5. And that's how you find the interquartile range from a data set.